Our featured guest tonight has been in some of the most beloved and awarded shows over the past 20 years, from Banda Brothers to Chernobyl, and now he's transitioned to the director's chair with his first feature film, Villain, and his sophomore effort, Boiling Point, firmly cementing him as a director to watch for the near future. Here to chat about Boiling Point and his film journey, please give a warm weekly show welcome to Philip Barantini. Philip, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. That was a lovely introduction.
Well, you've had a wonderful career in all respects to this point, and we're definitely going to talk about it. But I kind of like getting to know my guests a little bit first. The first time I heard your accent, I guessed Liverpool, and it turns out you're from there. Yes,
that's right. Yeah, I lived in Liverpool. I was born in Liverpool. I lived in Liverpool up until the age of 17, sorry. And then I moved to London to pursue a career in acting, and luckily for me, I haven't lost my accent. So,
what was your home life like there?
In Liverpool?
Yeah,
fantastic. Loved Liverpool. It's such a fantastic city. Normal home life. Both parents were not in the industry at all. My father he's got his own couple of businesses. He's property developer. My mum, who sadly passed away a few years ago, she was a florist. She had her own shop for a while, and then she realized that she was allergic to flowers. So she shut the shop up and then just started working in on call centers, and she just had a fantastic outlook on life. And so none of my family were in the industry.
How did you get in the industry?
Well, when I was about 13 actually, I went to basically there's a an ongoing soap opera in the UK called Coronation Street, and it's been going since the 1950s or 60s, I believe. And where the studio is in Manchester. Manchester's quite close to Liverpool. Where the studio used to be, it's moved now. There was you could go on a tour around the set of the sort of the streets and things like that, and it was like, it's called the Granada Studios tour, and I went there when I was 13 with my cousin, and my nan took me, and I literally, from that moment, I was like, whoa, this is cool. I want to be in this industry somehow, and then I had a friend of mine who was she used to do these cabaret shows around Liverpool with her family, and they put on shows in like local pubs and bars and things like that. And then they were putting on this this operetta, Trial by Jury by Gilbert and Sullivan, and they sort of asked me, would you be interested in sort of getting involved and being in it, kind of thing. And I was just like, yeah, cool, why not? And I just sort of fell in love with it. And an agent, a local agency, came to watch it, and they came backstage afterwards and pulled a couple of us aside and sort of said, would you be interested in signing up to the agency? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, at this point I'm 15, and so I signed up, and then she got me a couple of auditions and in local things, and then I got an audition for a TV series when I was just turned 17. And there's this TV series called Dream Team, which is a soccer, call it soccer, I call it football, a soccer drama which was on TV, and I loved it. I'd seen the first series of this show and really loved it, and I auditioned for it. I had 5 auditions for it, and ended up getting a part in it, and that moved me down to London.
So was there a moment you remember from your early days of acting where you thought, you know what, I could do this as a career and it's going to work?
Yeah, to be honest, I never went into it with any doubts, really, because with I've got my mindset, and looking back actually on everything I've ever done in my life, my mindset is like, I get tunnel vision and I'm like, right, this is the goal I want. I'm going to get there no matter what.
Yeah, so it seems like within maybe 5 years or so of starting your career, you're acting alongside of some of the bigger names like Orlando Bloom, Heath Ledger, Jeffrey Rush, and so many others.
Yep.
What stories do you remember from most of your days on those sets?
Banda Brothers was the second biggest, basically the second job I did. Straight off the back of Dream Team, I went on and did Banda Brothers, and we shot that for best part of 12 months. And me and the guys, we're still so close. Like it's quite rare that you come off a job and you stay so close to people. But we meet up once a year if we can, and we're on a WhatsApp group, so we're constantly just giving each other crap, and things like that. Again, like on Ned Kelly, that was just like an absolute dream job for me. I flew to, I had to learn how. Basically, when I got asked to audition, they said, "Can you horse ride?" And I was like, yeah, of course I can. Yeah. Never been on
Could
a
you?
horse in my life.
Yeah,
No,
that's the way it goes all the time.
I got the job after like 4 or 5 auditions, and then the producer. I remember the producer saying to me, "So, how well can you horse ride?" I was like, "Oh no." They were like, "We know you can't horse ride." I was like, "Yeah, I can't really horse ride." It's like, "It's cool. We're gonna teach you anyway." So then I went on and did this like intensive horse riding course. Went over to Ireland for a few weeks to stayed with an actor called Lawrence Kinlan, who played one of the characters in Ned Kelly. And we just became, because we were supposed to play really close friends in that movie, and we became really close friends because we just basically lived with each other for the whole time. So we learned to horse ride together in Ireland, and then we went to Australia for like I think it was 3 or 4 months, and probably like 3 or 4 weeks of that was just horse riding, like literally every day horse riding. So by the end of it, I was, now I can put on my CV, yes, I can horse ride, if anyone ever asks. But yeah, so things like that, things that you get to do, as an actor, in this industry, that you wouldn't necessarily get to do, in reality. It's like learning to horse ride, just all the crazy things, shooting weapons, and learning how to fence or sword fight, whatever it may be.
Yeah, learn archery.
Yeah, like who's like
Yeah,
crazy things, crazy
yeah. You're
things.
never going to need to learn archery being a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah,
Well, maybe.
maybe, yeah. But yeah, so it's every job has its highs and its lows, but it's just the best industry. I'm so privileged to call this a job now, and I feel incredibly lucky every day, because it's not always been easy. Like I haven't always just walked into job from job to job. I did at the beginning of my career, and I got a little bit complacent, and I thought I was better than what I was, and I was just wasn't putting the effort in and the work, because I thought I could go into the audition and just nail it and I'd be getting the job, because that's what's happened in the past. That was a big wake up call. Yeah.
So you've been on two of the most highly rated shows I can think of, Banda Brothers and Chernobyl. How did you prepare for your roles in period pieces like those shows?
Well, Band of Brothers was it was a tough one. I'm not going to lie. It was tough because you know I me personally, I know that most of the guys went through a boot camp for 10 days with Captain Dale Dye, who's a machine. He's an animal. I mean, he's a lovely guy now. We all get on really well with him. But at the time, it was like, oh my god, this guy's killing us, because he's a veteran, and he is a captain, and that's what he is. So he treated us all like soldiers, and that's what made the show so realistic. I believe. So for me personally, I was doing Dream Team, and I had my last day on Dream Team, and the following day we started shooting on Band of Brothers. So I missed the 10-day boot camp.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean, which looking back is kind of like, I'm kind of glad in a way, because it was hell. No sleep for 10 days, all that kind of stuff. So I just breezed in as this actor, and I was like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Nice to," and everyone was just like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And but after a while, we all became super super close. But we were told to sort of to almost be in character every day on set. When we're on set, we have to be in character. So, usually you'd have each actor would have their own trailer where they could, hang out and just chill. There was trailers, but we weren't allowed in them for the first maybe month. We used to have to get dressed in a tent, a big tent. We all got dressed in this big tent, and then we were told to line up, and we had to march to set in formation. I mean, the set was like maybe half a mile on this sort of private. It was an old called the British Aerospace, where they used to build airplanes basically, and it was sort of derelict. So they built all the sets on there. So we used to have to march the set and then march back, and then Chernobyl was very similar. That was more researching, reading some books and watching some TV things, and trying to do as much of that as possible. The production actually provided us with it was a private website where they basically gave me the link to this website, and on that website was just my character's stuff. So everybody had their own personal link.
Philip, we got to go to a quick commercial break, pay the bills. Can you stick around till after the break?
Absolutely, I'd love to, yeah.